Hey friends. Let me tag my friend in this. She wanted me to tag her really quick. And then let me share it to my group. Okay. So, well, let me just tell you. Okay. Like, honestly, look at this. Okay. We'll just start the conversation with this. Okay. First of all, is it Monday? Like, I kind of feel like it might be Monday. I can never open this drawer because there's always too much stuff in it. But anyway, so I get up this morning and I'm having my coffee, and my daughter gets up finally, my middle daughter, and she wants some avocado toast. Okay, cool. So we bought these avocados the other day, and apparently, like, I'm no avocado expert. I don't even like them, but these suckers weren't ripe, apparently. I can't open this. And, they weren't ripe. So I go to cut it open, and because it wasn't ripe, it was, like, hard. Hey, Miranda. So I'm cutting it, and then I get to, like, the round part, and I'm just like, I'm talking about chopped my hand. This is cut right here. I'm talking about deep. Like, I saw my muscle. Okay. Hey, Bethany. It needs stitches. But one of my kids was still asleep. Haven's mom was literally dropping her off, like, at that moment. Like 2 seconds after I did it. And she's like, I'm just like holding it together. I didn't know what to do. I've never had stitches other than like on my C-section 3 times. So I'm like, I'm gonna be all right. Thanks, girl. I never knew if you got it. And I know that was super ghetto because in my mind that was like a good thing to do. But then when I like fused it together, I was like, this is so ghetto. But I don't know. I tried. Anyway. Hey, Jamie. Anyway, so I'm like, all right, I'm not going to the hospital. I'm not getting the Rona, okay? Y'all are not getting me. I'm going to be redneck or, you know, a thug or whatever. And I'm just going to duct tape this sucker, and it's going to be all right. My husband's not here, okay? He left early this morning to go with the guy who used to be our pastor to go stand in Nashville at Planned Parenthood and talk to people and try to get them not to abort their babies. So I'm like, the first thing I did when I opened my eyes this morning, before I peed, before I like touched my phone, I prayed, obviously, because I knew where my husband was. And I like prayed to God for him to like, you know, for God to use him, blah, blah, blah. Okay, apparently that ticked the devil off. Whatever. So then this happened. This sucker needs to be stitched up. But I'm good. I put like one of those shop paper towels, you know, those blue paper towels that like could soak up the ocean on it. And I had my daughter like mush it together, and I like duct taped it. And this is super ghetto, but I don't know what to tell y'all. I'm not taking 3 kids with me for one to the ER. I don't even want to go to the ER because I ain't trying to get the Rona. And so I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna thug it out, I guess, and it'll be all right. So I cannot. What's happening? Why are you being weird? See, this is the theme of the day. Like, look at this. Ugh. I think I have too much pharmacy makeup. I think that's like one issue that's happening here. Hey, Janet. Hey, Andrea. All right, I only have like one good hand at this point. Everything's wet because I think as I'm trying to open this, my setting spray is like spraying out. Excuse you. Y'all are going to be in an earthquake for like 2 seconds. Okay. Moral of the story is, so my poor daughter, she's like, oh my gosh, Mom, I'm so sorry. This is my fault because I asked you to cut the avocado. Hey, Mom. Hey, T. It's my hand, y'all, that messed it. Yes, I need stitches. Anyway, so I'm like, no, girl, it's not your fault. Accidents happen, like, blah, blah. So I wrapped it up, and I sent a picture of it, like, to my husband. He was like, babe, like, you need to get stitches. And I'm like, no, I'm good. And then he's like, well, when I get home, you're going to go. And I was like, no, because, like, you're supposed to go to work when you get home. Anyway, the real reason why I made this video is because I really felt like the devil was, like, trying to do the most to me today. But what happened was he really just gave me an opportunity to teach my kids something. Because in the midst of all this happening, she's really looking at me with a crooked face. And I'm like, what's up, girl? And she's like, well, you're not crying. She's like, if I had cut my hand like that, for one, I'd be crying. And she was like, you're still smiling and, like, laughing about everything. And I was like, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. I was like, this is purposeful. I can feel the attack. Like, I could really be right now, like, just throw the day away. Today sucks. Like, I can't get anything done. My hand hurts. Like, not only that, but, like, my husband then sends me a video of him. I'm talking about, it's pouring here now, but at the time it wasn't raining. But where he's at in Nashville, I'm talking about, he's standing out on the side of the road at Planned Parenthood. It is pouring. He didn't take an umbrella. I don't know if he didn't look at the weather or what, but he did not take an umbrella. So he's, like, standing there on the side of the road just getting drenched. And, thanks, girl. It'd be all right. I don't know. And I'm like, babe, your phone's gonna get ruined, like, you know, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, it'd be all right. He's like, I'm out here doing God's work. I kind of expected it to, you know, probably be something, you know, to go wrong. And I'm just like, you know what, you're right. Hey, Faith. So, my daughter was like, you're so happy, Mom. And I was like, because, like, honestly, it's a mild thing. Like, yes, I cut my hand. Daddy's standing in the rain. Like, lightning struck somewhere, like, what felt like in our backyard earlier because all the stuff in our house went off for a minute. And the little baby that I keep lost her mind. Then she didn't want to take a nap. She's, like, keeps pointing out the window, like, hey, a monster's coming in, because she really doesn't appreciate the storm. And it's just every breaker or every outlet that in my bathroom went out for just, like, all the little things that, like, could just irk you and cause you to be like, you know what, this is a bad day. Happen. And it's only, like, noon. So, you know, who knows what else. But I got to stand in my daughter's face and be like, you don't rest your positivity or whatever on circumstance. And that is the point. And she was just so awestruck by the fact that I wasn't over it. That I wasn't like, throw it away. This is a bad day. I'm still, like, doing the dishes with one hand. And and she's like, what is happening? I'm like, I still got to change the baby's diaper, you know, everything. I still clean the house as much as I could. It probably could be done better, but, you know, it is what it is. And I was like, you know what? I'm getting on live today. I didn't really have a whole lot of plans to, but I just feel like that used to be me. I'm thinking back to, like, the old me that really isn't that far away, y'all. Like, y'all think that when I say that I became a Christian 6 years ago and that meant, like, 6 years ago all my bad habits just went away. No. Like, I still, to this day, cuss whenever I'm really, really mad, which isn't cute, okay? Christians don't cuss. So I, like, am really convicted about that, and I really try hard not to. And as soon as I do, I feel the guilt. And I really don't do it as much as I used to at all. But, and there's lots of other little things, like someone, like the other day, okay, I don't know how many of y'all are from Tullahoma, but if you are, you know what I'm talking about. You know that road behind Walgreens? It's one way, okay? It's a one-way street. There's a stop sign. But people want to go that way to, like, the other way to get up in the drive-thru for the pharmacy all the time. And I go the wrong way as long as no one's there. Well, I'm coming out the right way the other day, and here comes this lady trying to pull in the wrong way. And she acts like I'm all in her way. Hey, Hannah. And I'm, like, not moving because I'm not going the wrong way down the street. And then finally, after like a standoff for a minute, her staring at me and I'm staring at her, and I'm like, "What are you doing? Like, I can't move because you're in my way now." She finally like backs up super hard and like whips it out. And then I'm like, "Okay, obviously you're upset, but whatever. I'm just about to go about my day." Honey, she doesn't just roll down her window. She steps out of her car. This is like a woman like my mom's age. I'm like, "Oh, okay." So then I rolled down my window. She was like, "This is a one-way street." I was like, "Yes, ma'am, it is. But you're going the wrong way." I said, "See the stop sign? I'm facing it. That means you're going the wrong way." She looked at the stop sign. She goes, "Fine." I was like, the old me would have said so much to her. The old me today would have been snapping on my kids. I'm talking about, I would have done the most. I would have just gave them their tablets and been like, "You know what? Please just leave me alone. Rest of the day, we're not doing nothing. The day is ruined. Like, somebody please just, man, you know?" But I'm not. I'm honestly laughing. Like, it's funny to me now because I can see it. Like, I can see the devil and his little schemes. And it ain't working. It doesn't... I mean, I'm sure there are some things he could do to me that would really, like, break me down. Clearly. Like, I'm not impervious. But it doesn't work like it used to. And that's the beauty of, like, how long you are close to God. Like, I don't know how many of y'all have heard the word sanctification, but that's what it means. Like, over time, he sanctifies you and brings you closer to him. And so all the little things that used to pull you down don't pull you down anymore. And all the little things that used to irk you don't really irk you. Like, even with me and my husband, all the things we used to argue about, we don't even argue about no more. The little things that used to bug me about him don't even bug me no more. And even if they kind of do, I don't even speak on it. And we don't argue about it. We really don't. Does that mean my life is freaking perfect? No, it's not. But man, all I know is if the devil is not messing with you, then you probably ain't doing no work for God, because he doesn't care if you're living in sin. That's where he wants you to be. He's gonna be like, "Yes, do you, boo? Like, live that life. That's what I want you to do." But this morning I opened my eyes, and usually I open my eyes and I'm like, "Thank you, God, for waking me up this morning." End of story, I don't like go really super deep into it because I'm like, I just woke up. I really want to drink some coffee. You know what I'm saying? But I knew where my husband was this morning. And I really wanted to like say a deep prayer about that. And I haven't never had stitches, y'all. Like I saw my muscle. Like, can you just like forfeit stitches? Will it just kind of grow back together without stitches? Can I just like keep it duct taped for a while? How's that work? I know you're not supposed to, so don't hit me with all the technicals. But can I? Because I really don't want to go in there. I don't want to go around all the germs and for like 2 stitches or 3. Yes, T. Like, it's just... I'm honestly finding it comical at this point. I just am. And not only that, but like, what you meant for, like, just like my Bible story the other day, what you meant for bad, I have now used for good. Look at you. Pick your face up. Like, I have now used as a life lesson and a biblical teaching for my child. So, boo on you, Satan, because it didn't work. And she is really like, my kids are always going to look to me for how to react, okay? And I have not always been a good example of how to react. I have a very fiery personality, okay? And that can be good, and that can also be very bad. And I get mad really easy. My emotions are deep. And y'all, that has even happened in the church setting. Okay, you think like, oh, you can't be mad at church. Not true. You can be mad anywhere. But it's really about how you choose to react to your emotions. And I teach my kid this all the time. And honestly, what you teach your kids, do you ever stop and listen to yourself and think, man, I kind of needed to hear that myself? Like, my middle child is very emotional. And not the other day, well, several other days ago, I tell her all the time. I was cutting an avocado that wasn't ripe. Sliced my hand to the muscle. Saw my muscle. It's really gross. It needs stitches, but I have a lot of kids with me, and my husband is with Adam at Planned Parenthood, so it's duct taped. Yeah, I don't know what else to do. Anyway, I tell Chloe all the time, she'll be like, I just don't know what to do. Like, when I feel something, that's just how I feel. Like, she'll just start bawling. Or like, for example, where my sister cousin, I was an only child, she was an only child, she's my sister, but technically she's my first cousin. Okay, Chloe's really attached to her. And for a little bit, she moved to Florida, so we didn't see her for a long time. And then she moved back. And so we seen her at my mom's, and then it was time to leave. And, okay, y'all, my daughter is 9, almost 10. She's a little bit too old to be throwing that whole, like, huge fit. Like, okay, if you're sad, you can be sad. But when I say it's time to get in the car, like, she had a full mental breakdown, and it was embarrassing. Like, her begging me, like, we have to leave. What do you want me to do? So then we're having this whole conversation in the car on the way home, and she's like, well, I don't know, Mama. That's how I felt. And I'm like, well, you know you're in control of your emotions, right? Like, you are the boss of them. They are not the boss of you. Like, you ain't even got to put the sound on, girl. Just watch my face. But so that's taught her a lot. But then, you know what? Do y'all ever, like, hear y'all's own voice, like, later on from something you've taught your kid? Like, something will happen in my life, and I'll hear my own voice of something I've told Chloe or Tegan. So this morning, when everything started going wrong, I heard my own voice say, your emotions are not in control of you. You're in control of them. Like, you're their boss. And I was just like, what kind of teacher would I be to my kids if I said that to them and then they watched my emotions overtake me? That's not nobody's type of good teacher. Like, I hate that do as I say, not as I do parent. Like, I'm going to tell you to not steal, but every time we go to the store, you're going to see me put something in my pocket that's not mine. What do you think your kid is going to learn? They're not going to listen to what you said not to steal. They're going to steal because that's what they've seen you do. So whatever. I don't know. That's just what I think. So honestly, my point of that is God has taught me a lot through teaching them. God will humble you through your children. And if you think you won't, you're wrong. And I'm trying to put eyeliner on, and I haven't. These are creamy still. Like, what am I doing? Not only that, but y'all know my stepdaughter is coming in 2 days, okay? We get her every summer. She lives in Massachusetts. She's coming in 2 days. It never fails. That's before she comes, something will happen to her, okay? I'm not going to tell y'all all the stuff that has happened to that child before she came here every summer, but it's always something, okay? Last year she had a broke thumb bone, so she had a cast on to here, and I had a beach vacation booked, okay? Like, anyway, the year before that it was something else. The year before that it was something else. It's always something. 2 or 3 days ago, her mom texted me, hey, Lydia has poison ivy. Sent me a picture of her face. It's all swollen up, and I'm like, so the child has poison ivy. We're going to pick her up in 2 days. And then someone tells me, too, that the new mandatory rule is that if you go to the airport, you have to have a mask on. We're all going. So, my kids are about to experience wearing a mask for the first time. Because we haven't wore one anywhere. Like, we haven't really went anywhere, honestly, other than Walmart and church and, like, to our small group and places like that. So we haven't had to wear one anywhere. So that's going to be fun. We'll see how Tegan does with that. It's just all the little things. Like, people always think, I think because Christians are happy, like, because our our happiness is rooted in God, that we have some like magically amazing life where nothing ever goes wrong. No, that's funny, right? Like we, the same crap, honestly, if not more, happens to us. The difference is really just about how you react to it. That's it. Like, I could have thrown the whole day away today at 8 a.m. and I didn't. My husband could have went to Planned Parenthood today with a jolly, happy soul at 7 o'clock this morning and got there and realized it was dumping rain on him and there was only like 4 people there and he didn't have an umbrella, and he could have been like, see, look, I tried to do something for the Lord and it didn't turn out good, so now I'm just not going to try anymore. Do you think that's what that man said? No. He was like, yes, this is so great. I'm so glad that I got to do something for God. This is so awesome. Like, I can't wait to come back again. And y'all seen my husband? I'm so excited that he is there. I love that Adam and Scott and all of them do that. But it's great to have somebody like my husband there that's covered in tattoos, that's been to prison, that can say that he has been on the side of the abortion fence where they are, because that's testimony. Those people, like, they might be like, yeah, that's great that y'all are out here doing that, but like, you know, we need to have an abortion. We can't take care of this baby. Like, y'all don't know how we feel. So, like, don't try to preach to us. But Josh is like, oh, they might not know how you feel, but I do. So that's really a game changer. And I just love him. I just love him. And I know he's going to come home and try to talk me into going and get stitches. But I'm going to hit him with, he always tells me, I'm a Viking. I'm a Viking. Every time he gets hurt, I'm a Viking. I'm okay. I don't need to go to the doctor. I'm be like, well, Vikings only marry other Vikings. So if you're a Viking, that makes me like a shield maiden or something. So I'm good. I don't need to go. That's what I'm going to tell him. Because it's honestly not hurting. Like, it's wrapped up. It's really ghetto. And this looks gross. And it's really deep. But it's not hurting. It'll be alright. I'm assuming that it'll grow back together. Like, it won't look good. And the scar will be, like, thick. As opposed to if I got stitches. But other than that, it'll be fine. And I taught my daughter something. So, you know what? What I challenge y'all to do is when, because I'm not even going to say if, when a whole bunch of mess starts happening and you're like, this is not how I planned for the day to go, or I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this, or, you know, whatever. Because that's how it works. Look at it from a different angle. Be like, what can this teach me? Or how can I show my kid, like, what lesson can I teach my kids through this? And when you start looking at it that way, like, you can't even be upset. Like, I'm not upset. We've been laughing, like, playing music. Like, this big, massive storm came, and we were literally, like, sitting in the door, watching it. It was so powerful and, like, cool to watch. Haven was kind of scared because she's 2, but I was holding her, and it was all right. And, y'all, I'm just saying, life is all about perspective. There's actually a whole lot of crap going on in my life right now that y'all don't, I mean, some of y'all might know about it, that I'm scared about, and I don't know how it's going to turn out. And I want it to go away. But I trust God. He knows. He's got it. And anything that I could figure out on my own and, like, try to plan and be like, all right, this is the next steps. This is how I think it should go. God's plan is always going to be better. Like, So just listen. Put down your executive hat. Take it off. And let God be the executive of your life. Because He'd do it better anyway. And, man, that changes some stuff. That's all I got to say. And I've had a lot of people, several people message me here lately about wanting to come to church. I have this to say to you, okay? And then I'm going to shut up. I have this to say to you. If you, because I have been you, so I can say this with certainty. If you have this little nagging feeling that, you know what, I feel like it would be so beneficial if I just went to church, or I really just feel like I want to go to church, but you're like always have an excuse or a reason on Sunday morning, and that it's a good reason, go to church. Okay, like, I don't care if you come to my church. I don't care if you go to the closest church you can walk to. I don't, like, I mean, let me be clear, like, don't just go to any church, okay? Like, don't, for the love of God, but that's a whole nother video. Okay, go to church. If you ignore that little voice, it will stop speaking to you. And one day you will stand before God and he will be like, are you going to tell me that I didn't try to speak to you and that you ignored me? Just go. When you first start living for God, everything will go wrong. All the little things. Your car will get a flat tire, honey. You'll get pulled over and get a speeding ticket. You know what? Your kids will throw a fit and they won't be able to find their shoes. Whatever. That's good. When you start seeing those every little thing start to go wrong because you're trying to do something for God, start laughing. Laugh out loud. Tell the devil, nice try. I'm going to go to church anyway. Say it out loud. I'll be in here looking like a whole fool talking out loud to the devil. I told him this morning, get behind me, Satan, in Jesus' name. And ever since then, I have not been upset. Because, honey, I've read the end of the story. You lose. He doesn't win. I've already read it. Like, spoiler alert, you're the loser, okay? So just please don't ignore the voice of God, okay? Don't ignore that calling on your heart. Don't. Okay, I get it. It's really hard to get into a new routine, especially with small kids. I feel you. But once you do, you'll be like, man, why did I not do this sooner? I wasted 27 or 8 years of my life that I want so desperately. Now I look back and I'm like, man, I wish I had given that to you, God. Like, those are wasted years now, I feel like. The only good purpose that they have is that I can speak on them as a testimony. That I can tell you, like, look how far I walked out in sin and God brought me back from that. That's the only good purpose that they serve. I did no good work for God in those years. And I can look at you right now with truth and say that God tried to call me to church so many times. He tried to pull me in his direction so many times, and I was like, I'm not doing that. That does not sound like fun. I don't want to do it. And he didn't give up on me. But nobody's guaranteed more than one time. So, not only that, but let's not get started on the fact that the end times are near, okay? Don't call me crazy. If you've read Revelations or anything in the Bible that says what is going to happen at the end before God comes, and then you turn your news on, it's happening. That should put fear in your heart, like, Lord, let me get my life right. Hurry up. Seriously. Okay? I had a whole talk with an atheist the other day. And you know what? I could be living my whole life right now, like, for some fictional guy in the sky that's not even real. Only to die and find out that we do nothing but turn to dust in the earth. And that's it. There is no heaven or hell. Or I could be right. And all of this, I could die and go to heaven. The only problem is that if he is wrong and he dies, there is no fixing it. He doesn't get a chance to be like, oh God, now I see that you're real. Let me change my mind. And that's not how it works. So what if I'm living for something that's not real? And I just turn to dust. But if you're wrong, atheist, and you die, all I know is, hey, Tiffany, I lived both sides. It's hard for people to say I lived as a God hater, because I want to be like, I never hated God. I didn't bash God. I was like, yay, God, yeah, there's a God. But no, when you you're either, there's no on the fence. You're either a child of God or an enemy of God. That's it. There's only two sides. So I was an enemy of God for a long time. I've been on both sides. And I'm telling you, this is it. This is the only happiness. This is the only joy. This is the only good. This is the only blessings. This is it. Like it does say in the Bible that God gives general blessings to all people, even unsaved people. Like it rains on crops everywhere. People can have a baby, even unsaved people. I had all three of my kids when I was lost, okay? These are all generalized blessings that you can get as an unsaved person. But you will always be like, did y'all see my post this morning? Like, you'll be striving for that raise at your job, or you'll be striving for something, always more money, a good man, and you'll finally get it all. Even if you get it all. Some people never do. But even if you did, you could get to the very top of life and be like, something is missing. There's a hole. There's always going to be a hole because you were made by God. And until you live with him and for him and have a relationship with him, you have a hole. There's a piece that's gone. And I'm sorry to break it to you, but we're so close to the end of the world. Even if it's 200 years from now, that's close in relativity. Like, think about it. And who would I don't, even at the sake of y'all being like, look at this crazy heifer, like, I'm so over her, like, I'm never, like, I'm blocking her today because I don't want to hear anything else she has to say. I don't even care. Because I'm going to stand before God one day and I'm going to be able to tell him, yes, God, like, I don't even care. Like, do y'all know that Noah told everybody, hey, it's going to rain so much that if y'all are not inside of this boat that I'm about to make, you're all going to die. Did y'all know that at that time it had never rained? Do y'all know how crazy Noah looked? Telling people that it was going to rain? They were like, it's going to what? Water's going to fall from the sky? It's never done that. They were like, y'all, he is cuckoo. But he kept on. And he kept on. And he told them. And he built his boat. And then look what happened. So I'm going to sit over here and be crazy and tell y'all the truth before I'm in the cool club and lie to y'all. So, thank you so much for listening. You're welcome, Jamie. Listen, Jamie, stop. Don't get me crying because I just finished my makeup. But I haven't known you since what? First grade? First grade, Jamie. Like, I just think about, like, what heaven's gonna be like. Like, we were just talking about this at our, I think it was at a birthday party of this friend I have, like, a church friend. But they were like, there's not gonna be no, like, sections in heaven. Like, there's not gonna be a black and white section. There's not gonna be, like, a Baptist and a, like, Church of God section. There's not going to be no Calvinist and non-Calvinist section. Like, y'all don't probably even know what that means. But anyway, there's not. We're all, like, I'm going to get up there and I'm going to see, like, John the Baptist and, like, Mary Magdalene. And we're going to just, like, know each other. Like, we've always just known each other. We're going to be, like, sisters. And that's going to be awesome. And people from, like, England that are a child of God, like, we're going to get up in heaven. We're just going to, like, know each other. And we're just all going to be a huge family. Is that not, like, the most awesome thing in the world, that we're all just going to be, like, together? I don't know. If y'all don't want that, I don't know what to tell you. I'm excited. But then I also watched this video the other day where this girl was like, how selfish is it that Christians are really out here like, Jesus, hurry up and come and get us. Like, we're sick of being here. The world sucks. And I hear Christians say that all the time. I have said that before. She was like, but then really think about how selfish that is, because, like, our only job in this life is to, like, tell other people about God so that they can get saved. Because if God came right now, so many people would go to hell. She was like, so yeah, you might want God to come because you're chilling and you're going to heaven. She's like, but man, bring as many people with you to heaven as you can. And I was like, girl, she just spoke the truth. Okay, I'm sorry. Convicted. I won't say it no more. But anyway, I love y'all. I heard this baby crying, and I think it's because I hear the thunder, and she's really not a fan. So I love y'all. I'm going to go cuddle her and message me if you need me. Love y'all.